What's Saturday? You know what that means. The Super Studios is back once again live, bringing you a retro watch along today of AEW Collision, Maximum Carnage, as we look back on the conclusion of this special week in All Elite Wrestling. So welcome to this special live retro watch along, courtesy of the Super Studios, where we bring you into the afternoon for a fight, courtesy of AEW Collision. Welcome everybody into the discussion, the coverage. Hello, everybody, and welcome back here once again to the Super Liable Studios. We are in Phoenix, Arizona, from the Arizona Financial Feeder. It's Noah Foster, it's Walter Cruz. We are Super Liable, and AEW Collision is on our feast today as we bring you a follow-up watch-along for the remaining bit of Maximum Carnage. Thank you all for tuning in, but are live on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, Super Chat Pillar Patch is as simple as that. As we kick things off, Tranquilo with Andrade El Idolo versus Angelico. Walter, how are you? ¿Cómo estás?
I'm doing well. Why is he already in the ring? That's kind of screwed up.
I mean, you figure out the vibe and enough said. But that
So
being
this
said,
is about to be a squash, pretty much.
well, I mean, it is what it is. When you're dealing with Andrade El Idolo, the new money man for the United Empire. Shout out to Charles Sutton. Good to see him also in the chat. And let's hear for Aubrey-Eras, the official for this contest. As, of course, Andrade Idolo, member of the Don Callis family, coming off that great win at Wrestle Kingdom 20 alongside United Empire and coming back home to his family this past Wednesday on Dynamite.
That's his overall Collision record, 8-4?
Yeah, that's right. Remember, the last time we saw him on Collision was when he was feuding against the likes of Buddy Matthews, or he was involved in the Continental Classic, taking on one half of the Spanish Announce Project, and Angelico, formerly part of the Hybrid 2. And, of course, Arcady giving our introductions here, and Serpentico in, of course, Angelico's corner. Referee for this contest, Aubrey Edwards, to kick things off here. La Sombra, Andrade El Idolo, once again back in AEW. I'm about to say, the odds definitely favor Andrade tonight after what we've seen recently during his stint in Japan, though, Walter, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. See, I wonder if he's a fan of Spider-Man, because that mask is pretty much the Red Skulls. I meant Marvel, because that's the Red Skulls mask, just in black.
Of course, goes back to his heritage, me masculine. Of course, bell reigns were officially underway. La Sombra, former, of course, IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Big name, of course, CMLL. Former, of course, Ingo Benable. Back elbow strike, rocks Angelico to the corner. Man, that was stiff. And, of course, Don Callis' family right now with all the momentum, courtesy of the newest member, Jake Doyle and Mark Davis, becoming new contenders towards FTR's AEW Tag Team Championship through the kind of night. Meanwhile, oh God, double knees in the corner, crushing Angelico. Uno, dos, uh-oh. Andrade saying no.
Did she just literally count in Spanish out loud? That's hilarious.
I mean, to be fair, we are dealing with, Latinos here, and Aubrey Edwards is bilingual, as we've seen her, of course, work down in CMLL. Referee, of course, during the Grand Prix that Persephone won, as Persephone now is All Elite. While Andrade, what is Andrade thinking here right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
And, of course, Don Callis in Andrade's corner, the visible hand that always seems to have a plan to make Kenny Omega's life a living hell. I don't know if anyone else that opposes his itinerary. A knife edge shop. Of course, we haven't seen the Alpha Canosa de Keshka since that loss at Wrestle Kingdom 20. Ortiz Okada, who got drunk with Taiji. Andrade now popping the hip saying, well, doesn't this look familiar here, Walter?
Mm-hmm.
That little bit of old Latino heat by La Sombra. And Angelico, though, escaping out of the back door. I do think Andrade is underestimated what Angelico brings. Very disciplined in the Yabe style. Rising kick there. The schoolboy and gets an uno.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even sure who Angelico is.
Of course, I'm about to say, Angelico, he's always been one that has his own vibe, as we all know. Previously challenged, of course, Lee Moriarty for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Oh, the knife edge shop. Shout out to our friends, of course, in the collective that will be covering GCW tonight, Game Changer Wrestling, with, of course, Crime Wave. Please stay tuned for that and so much more here, folks, at the Super Reliable Studios. Andrade scrapping Angelico again in the corner. Runs to the boot of Angelico. Oh, catching him with a high Inseguri. Gaminguri, excuse me. It's always got to look at the angle. Was it Inseguri or a Gaminguri? Don Callis, of course, right now. Again, this is Andrade's first match since returning back to All Elite Wrestling after assaulting Kenny Omega last year at Homecoming and assaulting the Young Bucks, Andrade's Express, and Jet Speed with the help of the Don Callis family most recently on AEW. Now popping the hips and sending Angelico for the ride twice. There's two. And there's the trios, and there's the cover. Dos, and Angelico apparently is not done yet, being punished by Andrade Idolo.
Why would someone who was so
Why would someone prolong what seems to be an inevitable win? What is he trying to prove here? Like, seriously.
feels like he's going to beat it, and then here they go. Whoa! Well, then he should pin him.
I guess it's kind of instinct, no?
I suppose, but I mean, again, you figure out how many championships Andrade's won, and Angelico, who hasn't held gold since 2019. Oh, nice knee strike to the side of the head, and Andrade. Oh God, that spinning back elbow connects.
Ow.
How about clocking somebody? Buenas noches. That might be it for Angelico right there. Arbiters might want to call it. Of course, Canada submission wrestling. And right now, Andrade, double underhook. Uh-oh. Oh!
It's over now.
Uno, dos, tres.
The DM.
The DM.
The hell does that mean?
Del Mundo?
The Death Moto? What?
Either way, call it a victory. Call it effective for Andrade Idolo coming back in fine fashion tonight on AEW Collision, Maximum Carnage. Business has certainly picked up for the Don Callis family for 2026. Let's go backstage to Lexi Nair, who
I'm here trying to get a word with you. Newest signings.
try and get a word with the
New
newest.
Who? Rascals?
You called it.
You got him.
Rascals. Congratulations.
Rascals.
Congratulations on being signed.
Why is there only 3 of them?
I think Trey might be a little bit too high.
Looks like we got you booted. Yeah, you didn't know we're the Rascals. Yeah,
I agree. Jack Lynch. There's their savior.
Last time that I checked, all of the wrestling is we're the best wrestlers.
Well, again, it's subjective about that, but based on the quality of the competitor and the matches that we've seen, hard to argue.
It's where the best pay-per-views are, I can tell you that much.
That I do agree with. As far as the Western Front goes. And All Elite Wrestling.
Didn't even mention Trey Miguel.
I'm about to say, we'll see what happens, I'm sure, with that soon enough, Walter.
He might be out in catering looking for something because he's got the munchies.
Well, I mean, you don't, do drugs without something solid on your gut. On that note, smoke we got him.
Smoke them if you got them, and we got them all. I'm working, so are we.
I don't think I consider that working, let alone working effectively. Well, never mind that, as again, the Rascals are looking to smoke the competition here in AEW. As we look towards this bitter grudge that has been developed here lately with the Grizzled young veterans and Eddie Kingston. Talk about Eddie Kingston, of course, who's disrespected the Grizzled young veterans. Of course, the double unhook DDT beat James Drake in one-on-one singles action, reached the Ring of Honor, but the Grizzled young veterans still laid him out. And of course, Walter, we saw at World's End in the 0 hour, Eddie Kingston got the better of the other half, Zach Gibson. And while we fight Eddie Kingston, no friends, here comes Ortiz back with a mat ball.
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston.
We are not done.
We are not done with this fight. And of course, Maximum Carnage, when the GYV is on your feet, you best prepare to grit your teeth.
Yeah, this is about to be a banger. These 2 are about to hit. These 4 are about to hit hard as hell.
About to say, you realize what you're talking about, right? We got the Yonkers, we got the British, we got the streets, we got the back alleys, and everything in between.
We talk about Japanese strong style. Don't forget British strong style.
That's a fair shout out, honestly. But of course,
Ask William Regal about that.
yeah, I'm about to say though, but the key factor here, I think, Walter, is definitely going to be the level of experience that the GYV has as a tag team versus Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. Let's call it what it is. Rather unstudied history of one another. And why Eddie Kingston did tell Ortiz was this was the man that kept me from going in a coffin. We have not seen Ortiz for quite a while here in All Elite Wrestling.
Bro, he never crossed my mind when he came back. Like, none of us would have thought who would come to Eddie's rescue.
Well, put up and shut up. Eddie Kingston, a man that's definitely more action, less verbal traction. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz, though, as a tag team, do have a record, though, of 9-3 in their AEW career. Let's not forget the last time we saw Ortiz and Eddie Kingston tag together, they were feuding against the House of Black. Been a long time since we've seen these two men, of course, team together, of course, we talked about before. First time ever a tag team matchup here between the GYV and Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. Try to roll your R's on that, folks. And the last time we, of course, saw Ortiz in AEW alongside Eddie Kingston was back in 2024 when they took on the Blackpool Combat Club, Brian Dales and Claudio Castagnoli. That was January 2024, by the way. Referee Bryce Rensburg trying to get some order here.
You might not be able to breathe in this one, so get ready to call some crazy shit.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Oh, Ortiz is going to start.
All right. Well, I mean, why not? Bell rings are underway. It's been a long time. Last time we saw Ortiz, he had a one-on-one match with Mike Santana on Rampage, and then he wasn't seen in AEW since.
Was he hurt or just the contract expired or something?
It could have been like a mental warfare for all we know. Cover, one count. Of course, mental warfare. Eddie Kingston is a case for that. That is as long as his tribune, of course. Blind tag made by James Drake there. Great agility being shown by both the GYV. Swinging a miss against James Drake. Zach Gibson's up and over the outside of the clothesline. Inzaguri rocks James Drake. Coming Gary again. And Ortiz looking to fly with the tope. Conhilo and starts in between the Lope Conhilo, if I could say that.
Ooh!
X Factor of sorts.
A bouncing X Factor.
Ortiz right now showing up in fine fashion. Still to come tonight. The AEW Trio Champions will be on the line. Same Page and Jet Speed take on the Opps. Samoa Joe, Katsura Shibata, and Powerhouse Haas. Ortiz out of the corner, springing up the top rope. Great cross body transition. Also, Jack Perry and Ebony Bones will compete where a winner will get a shot at Ricochet's AEW National Championship. Of course, Jack Perry, the previous challenger for that title, and with the help of the Demand, Ricochet was able to escape with the championship. Eddie Kingston now in. Kingston and Ortiz working very well together. Isolating James Blake. Of course, we know that the Grizzled Young Veterans, like we said, Walter, former NW Strong Tag Team Champions, NXT UK Inaugural Tag Team Champions, Progress Tag Team Champions, etc. 16 months, of course, that Eddie Kingston spent away from the ring due to double knee surgery after freaking Gabe Kidd blew his knees out at Resurgence.
What is this double team move?
Right now, we got the camel clutch in play on James Drake, and Ortiz is picking up speed right now, running.
This is the slowest run. What is he doing?
Getting his reps in, probably building his cardio. Off! To the shotgun drop kick right to the jaw of James Drake. I don't think he grit his teeth on that one.
Eddie said, we don't got time for that.
The cover. Eddie Kingston knows that we're live, pal.
That's the opposite of Braun Breaker with the 23 miles an hour. This dude was doing 5.
When did you get a freaking speed gun? Right now, Zach Gibson rigging the odds of Eddie Kingston in the corner. I mean, it's still faster than your typical Segway. Oh, and take a look now at the GYV doing what they're so proficient at. That leg lariat turning Kingston around right now, spinning him sideways. And right now, taunt going on between Ortiz and Eddie Kingston as Ortiz looking for the tag. Lope chop. And again, boot right between the shoulder blades. Still the kind of nine foes. Marina Shafir versus Zayda Steel. Mega Bambino before return to in-ring tag team action. We also have 6-man tag team match with the Don Callis family versus Skyflight. Jumping forearm there by James Drake. We'll also hear from FTR regarding the new contenders, Jake Doyle and Mark Davis for the AEW Tag Team Championships. That shotgun dropkick sending Kingston up and over into the opposite corner. And again, GYV says that they will make Eddie Kingston regret disrespecting them ever since they disrespected the boy Nathan Cruz in the UK. Standing in the corner, Tammy to Ortiz. Ortiz back inside. Now it's Zach Gibson with the back elbow. Of course, Mike Santana victorious in defending the TNA World Championship last night at Genesis. Flatliner sorts or a flapjack, clenching the throat, swinging a miss, knife edge chop by Ortiz. Tag is made though by James Drake. Ortiz and up the ropes to drop down. James Drake though, pick him out at the ankle, side kick to head. And step up, poetry in motion, wiping out Eddie Kingston here. Perpetual offense here by the GYV, Walter.
Old school poetry in motion. The Hardys don't even do the kick anymore because of their age.
And Seth Gibson saying, Ortiz, you wanted this. James Drake! Diving with the Lopez Suicida on the outside, wiping him out. This tag team match continues, folks, and Wrestle Quiet picture on this Collision Maximum Carnage coverage. Stay tuned, but still, as always, fuck television. At least with Sling, you actually see what's going on. It's not.
If we weren't doing this together, I would fast forward the commercials, but then
you me both. But legitimately, at least we're actually seeing the action here. And tag made. To your point, Walter, the last time that Ortiz was involved in AEW outside that tag match was, again, literally the Stadium Stampede, if you remember that freaking kerfuffle, with the Best Friends versus the Blackpool Combat Club and other company. Of course, he has also been involved in Canadian and independent promotions. He's been involved in Wrestling Open. He was also recently involved, of course, in Limitless Rumble 2026. Last time we saw Ortiz involved, of course, in a singles match was against Charles Mason for the PWJ title back in July last year.
Damn, that's been a while.
And, of course, Zach Gibson right now rearranging the jawline of Ortiz in front of Eddie Kingston, trying to make this as personal as possible. Of course, we're seeing Eddie Kingston with this newfound addition of life, feeling renewed as he only feels so alive when he's inside the squared circle and wants to see AEW succeed because he cares about it that much. The first time Eddie Kingston truly cared about a company versus himself and versus what wrestling means to him. Remember when Eddie Kingston once said the only professional wrestling company in the world today? I still believe that Eddie Kingston fully believes that more than ever right now, Walter, about AEW.
Yeah, true. AEW's on fire too, man. All these signings, I can't wait for this year. I really can't.
Then a cover, but again, Zach Gibson's not legal, and Ortiz unaware of it. James Drake attacking the shoulder by the neck crank.
That move always gets to me, no matter who does it.
I'm about to say, I mean, whether it's Zach Gibson or whether it's the ring general, Walter or James Drake, I mean, no matter what, that move has to suck. Last time the Grizzled Young Veterans held tag team gold, folks, was 2025 as the DPW and Burning Heart Pro tag team champions. Of course, the GYV have been together since the better part of 2018 in the championship accolades, traveling all across Europe, have been a tag team since 2017. And right now, you see James Drake in control of Ortiz. Capacity crowd on hand here in Phoenix, Arizona. As of course, folks, we are marching forward to Grand Slam down under in Australia before we reach Revolution in the Staples Center in March, our first AEW pay-per-view of the calendar year. Ortiz, for the first time in the ring since returning at World's End alongside Eddie Kingston. Northern Lights Simmons with a bridge and a kick out by James Drake at 2. AEW, of course, continuing their way forward this Wednesday in Orlando, Florida at the Edition Arena. Tickets on sale now, awtix.com for family pricing, folks. Check out AEW. And, of course, they have their Arlington, Texas residency in the eSports Stadium still going for AEW Collision. These 2 upcoming Saturdays before we head down under in Australia next month. Grand Slam Australia, which we will be covering, folks. Stay tuned for more on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, though, how we consider how personal it's gotten between the GYV and Eddie Kingston. They have not elected to go after Eddie Kingston here. They isolated his buddy, Ortiz. And I don't know if that sounds strategy necessarily because, whoa, the GYV may not be as familiar with Ortiz as they are with Eddie Kingston at this point. And right now,
Ortiz, man.
And James Drake, though, lunging in, preventing Ortiz from making the tag, gripping the left wrist.
Dude, I love the stage setup. How it's just a short ramp like that, man. It's just like right get into action. No
well, again, AEW has personalization with every show they give every week because it's never the same type of venue or the same audience. Great confidence, Curry.
Ortiz might have the opening. He needs to get that tag with that kick.
Yeah, but James Drake still stands in between him, though, and his corner. Well, not standing, but you catch my drift. The man that's gone against every convention known in the wrestling business paid his own way. Tag made!
Uh-oh.
I'm about to say, Kingston been hearing all the yapping, all the talking. But now he wants to fight, so fight me. Go ahead, prove your worth after I kick your ass with that DDT on Ring of Honor. James Drake and Kingston squaring off one-on-one again. Knife edge chop to the Grizzled Young Vets. And right now, this is Kingston's world that firmly works in favor of him, Walter.
Hell yeah, that short arm clothesline. He keeps it rough. There it is.
Those Kobo chops, shares of Toji Kojima, of course, Eddie Kingston disciplined the King's Road style, where Japanese pro wrestling saved his life. STO shares of Katsura Shibata.
Gibson.
Now, tag made Ortiz.
This is what I never understood. Like, I love tag team wrestling, but if you just were the person that did the hot tag.
Last ride, too! Oh!
I'll give you a chance to count. When you just tagged out, right, in the hot tag because you were in the ring too long, why did they immediately go tag that person back in? Like, why?
Well, clearly they think they have the momentum. There was enough recuperation. They got enough trust. And they could hang with them to do some double team offense. And to a degree, they did that. Now looking positive for a doomsday device. Zach Gibson, though, pushed Ortiz, though. Awkward landing as his throat went against the top rope. James Drake and Eddie Kingston, by the way, are still the two legal men, by the way, folks. The back elbow.
In real
Gibson
time,
with
about 2 minutes of not being back in the ring. There's no way you recoup that.
Well, I mean, James Drake with the insecurity staggering Kingston. Kingston doesn't know where he is right now, but now he's gritting his teeth against Zach Gibson. Forearm shot. Another one, though, and Eddie Kingston. Not sure these are affecting him in any way. Oh, that shot was affecting Zach Gibson's chest, though.
I'm not sure who's crazier, Gibson or Eddie, for trying to chop each other. Like, I wouldn't want to chop either one of them.
I'm about to say, you almost would think these two would be tag team partners with how stubborn these men are. A bump to the knee, though.
Uh-oh, strap down.
Okay. Kingston dropping the strap, and of course, that Gibson trying to exploit the recent injury Eddie Kingston came back from. No, explode, excuse me.
Why is the referee just jumping in the middle? What are you doing?
Well, Zach Gibson's favoring his head. That's why it's granted stretching for James to use that scarf. Eddie Kingston, though, well aware of it. Great scouting.
Well, you got the MJF one. When are you going to get the Grizzled Young Vet one?
And right now, Kingston with that scarf against that Gibson press in the corner. Code breaker!
Avalanche code breaker.
Cover two, and Kingston gets the shoulder up.
And I like what he did. He saw as he covered him, he cranked his neck to make it more difficult, but Eddie somehow still got the shoulder up.
Well, again, he also came off the second rope. You were talking about, again, the impact of high-risk moves. Meanwhile, the Grizzled Young veterans, take over in the flatliner, the Koji clutch.
Oh, my God. I would have clapped as soon as that got slapped on, dude.
You talked about before the grip that Zach Gibson had on that cover on Eddie Kingston's neck. Now stomping away. Show the referee out of the way as Ortiz was looking to go in for the save. Front face guillotine applied by Zach Gibson to Ortiz.
I think Eddie's losing consciousness, man.
I'm about to say, Bryce might call it. Ortiz and Zach Gibson stepping over the outside. Ortiz gets on the outside. Kingston slowly fading away, but is not out of this fight yet. I don't think he's out. I think he's out. There's one. There's two. Crowd chanting Kingston's name. Kingston not letting the arm hit the mat for the third time, though.
He's sticking his middle finger up.
A defiance of the Mad King, King of the Bums, our inaugural AEW Continental Champion.
How the hell did he survive that?
I'm about to say, sheer will, I think. Shares of what they do in Japan when they slow their heart rate. James Drake coming up here, though, as Eddie Kingston is stomping a monocle into him and walking it dry. About to say, you ridicule Eddie Kingston so much, and you try and literally physically assault him while proverbially insulting him when it comes to the merit of a competitor that he is. Kana roll by James Drake to cover. 2. Oh, Ortiz! And the DDT! And the mat ball hit him! The cover! Outside of vision! Eddie Kingston Ortiz the win! A great win here for the returning friend of Eddie Kingston.
Why did he say they had to cheat?
I'm about to say, I have no idea what you're talking about. The referee didn't see anything. I just saw James Drake playing on set with a DDT. Getting the big win here, outsmarting the GYV.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we go back from what we saw this past Wednesday on Dynamite, Walter. The Bears of Cosmic Wrath were up against the Triangle of Madness as Chris Statler took the bullet for her sister. The Toxic Spear by Thekla, follow-up curve stomp, and Thekla has pinned the AEW Women's World Champion to start the new calendar year.
You've got to have some leverage to be able to say, I deserve a title shot now.
Well, let's go ahead and hear from all our champions. Someone saying they're sorry. Stat Daddy speaking.
Any day of the week.
Saying she would take a bullet for anybody daily.
My 2 best friends.
So I guess that is your Mamacita?
Well, I mean, hey, Statler's with her 2 best friends.
So what do you want to do about it? I mean,
What do I do about it?
Easier to find. And I could
Easier to find.
I couldn't be easier to find or get a title shot. She's not wrong. She never backs away from any titles.
That's because Chris Statlander, unlike Jay Cargill, is a fighting champion that actually wants competition and show what a champion's made of.
She never backs down from a challenger, is what I'm trying to reiterate.
I got you, brother. Chris Statlander.
Easy.
Hey, she's ready to take a lick in against the Toxic Spider. Why not? I'm for this freaking Japanese strong style affair. So, challenge made. Thekla, your punk card's been played. Let's go ahead and see if you follow up. Speaking of follow-up, it was August last year where we saw Jet Speed and Hangman and Page win in trios action against Los Falcons Ingobernables. Tonight, can Jet Speed get their first goal in AEW? It's the Opps and Hangman and Jet Speed, our main event for the AEW Trios Championships. As Collision continues, we got a full commercial break. Fuck television. I mean, I don't know about you, but again, stats where it's at, damn it. That's my women's champion, damn it. But lately, a phenomenal match, by the way, against Zaya last night at Genesis. At least there are a couple of champions that know what it means to fight for a title and show its value. Again, for those that tuned in our coverage last night, by the way, for TNA Genesis, as again, Chris Statlander, she'll take a bullet for her best friends, wink, wink. Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale. So good to see this summit together. That's Chris Statlander. She's not hard to find. Thekla, what are you waiting for? Stat Dad's waiting for you to knock on her door. Come at her throne. I'm looking forward to it. First time ever singles match to come. Well, as we got a commercial break, again, I want to remind folks, please stay tuned later on today to Simaba Studios for continued coverage of GCW. As of course, they'll be covering Climb Wave, the other half of this GCW double feature weekend. And then for the time being, we would take a momentary rest as we look towards Saturday night's main event, Saudi Rumble, and so much more to come forward here too out of the Simplaba Studios. And of course, Walter, you have some MMA coverage coming up as well, despite the fact card is subject to change.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Saturday. I can't wait. Getty Pimblett. I gotta look it up for who's replacing Harrison and Nunez. I know they took one of the other fights that are going to be earlier and made that the co-main event now. Mm-hmm. I just feel bad. I mean, an unretired like, for those that don't understand, when you do MMA and you do a weight cut, you're literally dehydrating yourself. You go through all this process, and when an opponent can't fight you because of an injury or something, you did all that work pretty much for nothing, unless they find a backup, because usually they have a backup who they tell stay on weight in case this fight pans out. But I don't think they had one for the women's fight. So we'll see what it is. But I feel bad because I really was looking forward to the return of Amanda Nunez, man. But you know what? When Harrison's neck recovers, we'll get that fight. So I'm patient enough. When you want something bad enough, you have to wait for it. It's like Chris.
Yeah, they're a good man, by the way. Mad respect, for I always believe that patience is a virtue. I also believe in supporting my friends and supporting the professional wrestling business for the wrestlers and not for the companies either, too. So again, if you haven't already, don't be a dickhead. Subscribe to Dave DeBarry for Wrestling. She will soon provide her own simple baddie summary for New Year's Dash, and we will come back together at some point to bring you some sort of preview or coverage or outlook after NJPW's New Beginning. Of course, we're also covering the New Beginning show in America, New Jersey, next month. Stay tuned for more on that, as well as follow our other female fatale here at the Simple Hour Studios, our own Data, our Mind Morphin Pink Power Ranger when it's wrestling time at Rangers of Wrestling. Subscribe to her today if you're a fan of professional wrestling and Power Rangers. And stay tuned for me and her on the next Simple Session, courtesy of the Simple Man's brand. As we go back inside the arena here for AEW Collision, Maximum Carnage. Let's go to Tony Schiavone right now with a mic. Oh, boo. The man, of course, that was put into the Gordy Soley WWE Professional Wrestling Commentary Hall of Fame. Most recently, been involved in the business for 50 years. Now bringing out our current AEW Tag Team Champions, FTR and Small Stoke, who's apparently handicapped. He's shorter than before, folks. And of course, they chose every advantage they could in 2025 to win these titles and hold on to them, including against the Bang Bang Gang in the Chicago Street Fight. But as we know, Walter, they have a first-time duo away for their goal for the first time ever. Of course, the top contenders won a fatal four-way match this past Wednesday on Dynamite against the Young Bucks, Jet Speed, and the Gates of Agony. The Don Callis family's newest tag team in Jake Doyle and Mark Davis. And still good with Mike. He's not going to say anything bad about the Don Callis family.
The means. So I must say congratulations, Jake Doyle.
He feels like he understands what internet wrestling community social media acts like.
Of
course, going after the AEW Tag Team Championships.
Jealous. Yes.
He's jealous.
From Stokely, because you have it all. You have the hit factor. You have the strength. The
factor.
You are 2 guys.
I was saying, Walter, I feel like I was looking at Twin 1, Twin 2 of something powerful Wednesday. That was beyond insane for a first time ever duo.
In a lot of trouble. But I long
trouble.
Where professional wrestlers looked like professional wrestlers.
Long the day professional wrestlers look like professional wrestlers.
Everything except the ability to be the greatest tag team alive.
Oh, there we go. There's the bowstring of FTR. And now Cash has a microphone.
You have to take Big Stokes' word for that, because you can ask Sports.
When does Cash Wheeler wear sunglasses indoors? Can someone tell me that?
FTR. You can ask.
Right?
I'm about to say, yeah, Cash Wheeler's wearing sunglasses indoors while Dax Harwood's looking like your father.
FTR.
I mean, he is a father, to be fair, but, you know.
Nobody at the body of work that we have. There's nobody can do what FTR.
I mean, honestly, Walter, can you name a better tag team in this day and age that's not FTR?
Not really. Not this current. I mean, we're gonna see when YDMP or Busters and Brain, whatever they're gonna call themselves, when they get to that real television, the AEW fans get to see them, because not everybody watches the independents and watches as much wrestling as us, so they don't know about them. But when they see those two on TV, they are probably the only ones that can compete.
Right.
I guess first of all, now we're on stage. I want to say.
So I guess now Dax is gonna say something.
Okay, over there. Thank God the past, and we're not messing with you today. Second of all, Tony, I want you to
Dax
ask.
bringing up the past, asking that Nigel's okay.
These people.
What?
That the World Tag Team Champs. What do you hate most about these people?
And why does Dax hate most about these people?
I think the thing I hate most about these people is they live in a fantasy world. This is Toy Story to you guys. Every time you see something new and shiny, you think it's the greatest thing of all time.
Oh, well, you just talk about YDMP. Listen to FTR talking about the newest things that are new and shiny, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
The issues that I have. So
By the way, audience, great answer. We got hair. We got hair. Yeah, me and Walter do have hair. Dax doesn't.
You build their ego and made them think there's something. Somebody saw these two men and they said, "Oh my God,
Something!
let's make a tag team."
I have to do it at least once, man. I missed the name already. I'm not gonna lie. I missed the name already.
Open the ring with the
Do
absolute.
you? What was going to take some getting used to?
Well, I can't say Doyle with the same mood. It's like it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me.
With our hands,
The vision, of course, that we built.
and you get a shot because of one match, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Do you think?
Apparently, he thinks that
Carolina was slow?
basically they don't have a chance to get this.
Like you were the norm. People like you were the norm. We walked around.
You're really the norm.
We fought people like you every day.
I mean, let's see. They fought the Offers of Pain.
You're
They fought what's another team similar to Jake Doyle and Mark Davis? Big, meaty, heavy men that are great tag team wrestlers.
Guns are big, but they're not as meaty, but they're big. They're big. They're big boys.
Well, I mean, they are Billy Gunn's sons. They are the son of an ass man. You got a fair point, Walter. And I think FTR is really eating up this promo time.
Just like all these people.
Just like all these people.
Lives begging to be us.
You living like begging to be us?
The crowd.
No, I don't. I like my hair.
And you will find out there is only one. Top guys. Ouch.
Well, clearly FTR are not sweating the newest tag teams on the scene, including the newest challengers to the World Tag Team Championships, Jake Doyle and Mark Davis. Can you imagine if the Doncaster family seizes the tag team titles on their first opportunity? Speaking of tag teams, let's go backstage with the crew and their newest member, Lacey Lane. Of course, talking about Leo Rush and Action Andretti, who's been tearing it up as of late in Ring of Honor since Action Andretti returned to action.
Well, then who best than the sight to see Action Andretti and the man of the hour, Leo Rush.
Man, they are Leo Rush. Of course, recently coming off a singles loss against Christian. Might see more of the crew here in the upcoming future here. Talk about the tag team scene. And speaking of newest signees, why don't we talk about the real deal? Newest member of Skyflight, Zayda Steele, who looks to show how much of a deal she is against the primary Shafir. Time for some women's action here on Collision. Now, Walter, you're very familiar, of course, with Zayda Steele, of course, previous member of the Evolve roster in WWE. Let's go ahead and learn a bit more about the real deal, Zayda Steele. Of course, taking on Layla Gray during the 0 hour at Final Battle. I like that this is actually informing us who she is.
It just got real.
And of course, Zayda Steele brought in the Skyflight by Christopher Daniels. 22 years of age, folks. Been involved in wrestling for 3 years. Trained out of MCW Pro Wrestling Training Center by Diego Cruz and Brian Johnson. But Arizona, you got a problem. The problem. I'm about to say, I don't know if Zayda Steele can be the real deal against someone that is legit, real MMA competitor. We talked about before, Walter, how this woman scares you with her lethal proficiency. As we've seen her toe kick knock out Mina Shirakawa and Timeless Tony Storm the last 2 weeks in a row. Marina Shafir, since coming into in-ring action and really coming into her own face of John Moxley, folks, is currently undefeated at 4-0 on Collision. First, John Moxley echoing how no one wanted to be in the ring with Marina Shafir. And, of course, the mega problems came into play that brought Shafir back from the sidelines and into the squared circle. The greatest stream of success as of late, with only one disqualification loss due to the Death Riders getting involved in a match against Timeless Tony Storm. Of course, this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Always in peak physical condition, not only training herself, but also disciplining herself, freelancing as she can, while also training the Death Riders. The bell rings are underway, and there, of course, is that look at the finds. You can learn more about the story about Marina Shafir, the Menace from Mendoza, folks, with the close-up of Renee Paquette right here on YouTube. Highly recommend watching. And right now, John Moxley joining commentary here. The side step by Shafir. Went for that high kick, and Zayda still great tuck underneath for the drop kick. Swing and a miss right now. Up and around. Zayda still takes Shafir up and over. So far, not being imposed by the problem. Might be looking for the solution. Outside with the tope, but I think Shafir caught her. Now Zayda still showing no fear here. I commend the woman. Oh, and man, Shafir slapping the ring post, an open palm strike to the side of the head by Zayda Steel. Bringing it back inside. Real deal right now, bringing some real combat forward against Shafir. Now out of the corner on the top rope. Able to get out of the way, though. Oh, God, there's that kick. That might be it right there.
Absolutely dismantling. With a vagabond.
Mass spirits with a bare foot. That Moxley, we're on the air. You're supposed to be. Never mind.
Continue. Stay with us.
And this match continues. Stay with us, folks. Wrestling Quiet, picture in picture. Fuck television. Zayda Steel, you're getting the real deal from Shafir during this commercial break. By the way, folks, Marina Shafir is still a Defy Women's Champion. She's been a Defy Women's Champion now for 618 days and has currently had 10 successful defenses. Matches average about 15 minutes against the likes of newest signing Hyen, Su Young, Kylie Ray, Vipress, Soko Nakajima, Delta Rouge, Kaiji, and even Nina Samuels. After taking that title, of course, from Vert Vixen. As Daniels, of course, retired, though, inside the corner of Zayda Steel. Also chief coach now for AEW, but also a coach for Skyflight. And Zayda Steel trying to fight back here, though. Shafir, of course, who literally yells our opponents to do better. Oh, God, that palm strike dropped Steel hard. There is nothing you can say that is fake about Marina Shafir when it comes to what she does in that ring, though, Walter.
Oh yeah, I told you what you mentioned it. I'm scared of her. I really want like a badass array of MMA women together with Shafir as the leader. Like Tony's signing all these people, man. Sign people with the experience like that. You have Shayna Baszler as an enforcer. You have Sharina as the leader. You have Ronda Rousey. It'll be ridiculous. Like I don't know anybody in the women's division that would stop those three alone.
I'm about to say, you're freaking talking about combat athletes. How about Killer Kelly, who, of course, was disciplined by the Ring General Gunther Walter as part of Ringkampf, we also know is a free agent. Janai Kaya, of course, for a contract from LW, open pawn strike, previously challenged Red Velvet in Proving Ground on Ring of Honor. Marina Shafir, of course, folks, disciplined in mixed martial arts, former mixed martial arts background, as Walter talked about, one of the original four horsemen of MMA with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, and of course, Jessamine Duke. And you can follow Jessamine Duke on the YouTubes today as an OK Gamer. Subscribe to her YouTube community as she brings you casual entertainment and gaming experience alongside BRE, best roommates ever, including Dakota Kai and, of course, Meechum, of course, Mia Yim. And as we learned, Dakota Kai will be returning to in-ring action against Chris Statlander for the EVE International Championship this coming March at Pro Wrestling Eve's biggest show of the year, Pro Wrestling Eve's Queendom. Other names that have already been announced for the show, including not limited to Mia Yamashita, Amira, Harley Cameron, as well as, of course, other regular names you know from that show, including Jamie Hayter, former, of course, She-1 winner, current She-1 winner, by the way, Session Martinez as well will be involved. We are back here on
Whoa, what the
Collision.
heck happened? Is it me or that last commercial got cut off? I'm happy, but that was weird.
Yeah, I'm for it. Codebreaker there by Zayda Steel getting the better of Shafir as this match does continue, folks, to Walter's point. We are back here on Maximum Carnage and Zayda Steel with the rising knee strike in the corner. About to say, don't get boastful until you solve the problem. Uh-oh.
Zayda Steel's taking it to her, though. She's not afraid.
Yeah, well, she just got planted for her bowstring there with a choke slam. The thing about Shafir, though, she never looks like she is worried. Uh-oh. A full Nelson apply now.
One day that's going to come back and bite her in the butt, though. Like, it seems like she's overconfident no matter who her opponent is, but you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if it's overconfidence or just poise. Body shot there. Taking Zayda down to her knees. And right now, Maria Shafir again, judging Zayda Steel, open palm strike here. You can imagine what she's saying. It's almost like baptism by fire when you're in the ring with Shafir.
Oh yeah, but just remember, Shafir, your boy Moxley has tapped out before. Claudio has been beaten. Not everyone's beatable, so just don't get too. Although you're dangerous and everybody, every now and then, a Rubik's cube is complicated, but people can solve them.
Well, apparently the problem can't be solved here as Mother's Milk just put Zayda Steel to sleep, and that's the real deal right there. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the headed clap, the sun and grass, and it's over just like that.
Dude, that match was barely 5 minutes.
Well, again, Zayda Steel, she has a bright upside, but she was definitely at her odds end against Marina Shafir tonight. Accomplished here in her last 8 matches. Red hot has been Shafir since showing what she could do inside AEW, inside the ring. To your point, Walter, though, Shafir has not lost a singles match yet since being a Death Rider. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? And, of course, we've seen the Death Riders at odds end, but they have been keeping their distance away from the Don Callis family. Let's not forget, Walter, Kyle Fletcher lost to John Moxley in the semifinals of the Continental Classic.
It was a banger of a match, though.
First time ever matchup, by the way, for the Proto Star at the age of 26. Looking to become a guy that you will say his full name. Being led by El Clon and the walking weapon Josh Alexander, who, of course, will be facing Kenny Omega for the first time ever this coming Wednesday on Dynamite.
Just when I thought this family was going to break up, it freaking grows.
Yeah, no kidding, by the way. Again, you talk about the roster growing, folks. Folks, this is the newest signings to AEW since 2026. Andrade, Idolo return. Jake Dura, the former Jake Selby, Mescal, Dorada, the Rascals, Persephone, Clean Aminata, Hechicero, and Busta and the Brain, Jordan Oliver, and Alec Price are all elite. Mescal, Dorada, Persephone, and Hechicero, by the way, have dual contracts. They only work for AEW. They also work for CMLL.
Why is Moxley still out on commentary? Shafir's over with.
About to say, I don't know. We've also seen John Moxley, though. Of course, Don Callis has been very precautious to start a war with John Moxley and the Death Riders. John Moxley, though, has also been a man that's been lately taking in Collision here. We talk about John Moxley and his work ethic. Mr. Nobody works harder than him on every episode of Dynamite Collision. He has literally been involved in everything AEW.
Don Callis is speaking directly to John Moxley.
And about to say, the Don Callis family is one more person from collapsing from the inside. Of course, John Moxley has been talking about how many people drink the Kool-Aid of Don Callis, and for what? It's rich in flavor right now, but it gets old and stale later.
Okay, so Moxley's theory, he just wants competition and wants AEW to be the best there is. So his mission statement, you can kind of get with Don Callis. They're just a bunch of greedy son of bitches that want to take over everything, and they're all about money. It's not about the greatness of AEW. It's about selfishness and preservation of their own family.
Right, and to your point, John Moxley is echoing that sentiment right there. Isaiah, wait a minute. We're about to catch that. About to say, bringing up the only person, of course, one of the only people that beat John Moxley in the Continental Classic.
He's saying, what about the Kessu?
about to say, if Takeshita wants to find me.
Moxley's not hard to find, to be honest.
I mean, you're also right, but it sounds like Don Callis is running away like the little bitch that he is. All right, well, there goes John Moxley. I mean, well, that was random. John Moxley. Oh! Wait a minute, what the hell? Lance Archer, Rick Romero. The Don Callis family assaulting John Moxley. And eventually, Walter, you were calling for this last year. I think it's so much ads, by the way. You were calling for an implosion of war with factions between the Death Riders and the Don Callis family.
Mm-hmm.
Being attacked from behind here, and the only time John Moxley does not have the numbers in his favor right now. Say that, here come the other Death Riders to their fearless leader's aid. Daniel Garcia with a unit, but still, it's at this point 5-on-2. Now, members of the Death Riders and the Don Callis family are colliding here at Maximum Carnage. As it looks like we got friendly warfare. There's Claudio Castagnoli right now, uppercutting Lance Archer. Meanwhile, watch Kyle Fletcher, though. This is crazy. Someone get some order restored here. Of course, you talk about, again, though, the depth of AEW, what John Moxley wants to see out of AEW. Look at the depth of athletes here. Clon, Carl Castagnoli, Kyle Fletcher, John Moxley. And apparently, Don Callis trying to teach John Moxley a lesson here. Carl Castagnoli with a crutch, and here comes Skyflight, who's supposed to be in action. Scorpio Sky and Top Flight! Wiping out everybody. Good gosh. And this trios match that's scheduled will resume after this commercial break. Stay with us, folks. Fuck television.
It's a full break. Damn it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Walter, we're trying to restore law and order here. The match is not officially begun. I'm just saying. All right. Well, that being said, we got all hell breaking loose as here we don't have a pull-apart brawl. We just have a brawl, and I, for one, appreciate it. And right now, it looks like that, Walter, I think Don Callis just declared war against the Death Riders, and it might be a war he regrets.
Why would you want to pick that fight? Seriously.
I got nothing. Ask Don Callis.
Moxley alone is just somebody you want to leave alone and stay away from.
Yep, I agree.
We might see the return of Takeshita with this war because Takeshita has already proven he can beat him, though.
Well, his name was brought up, and I think John Moxley sees bigger things for Takeshita. I think John Moxley clearly sees that Takeshita does not need the Don Callis family. Okada might believe that he still wants to be in the Don Callis family. Who knows? And again, there is no Okada, there is no Takeshita right now. They're both somewhere out in Japan. Okada's probably still drunk from celebrating with Taiji, and Takeshita right now, he's figuring out what the hell he's going to do since he lost the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now that Yota Tsuji has restored the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. As we learned, Yota Tsuji will defend only the Global Heavyweight Championship against invaders, outsiders, and only at the international shows. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship will only be defended in New Japan against the best in New Japan. Period. And honestly, I like that idea of restoring that legacy of that title with the future in the present while still merging the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And hello to Nathan Baines. Good to see you as always. Thank you again for tuning in. And for everybody that right now is tuning in to our coverage here, please, as we got a comment, tell friends we got a full commercial break. As Walter talked about UFC, it's not the only thing we do here as we give you so many different attributes across all forms of wrestling, combat, and entertainment. Speaking of entertainment, whether he rage quits or we co-op or we verse each other in some sort of competition, check out what's ahead here if you level up with us with Simply Reliable Gaming. And indeed, folks, soon enough, you will see competitive, single-player, multiplayer action here for Simply Reliable Gaming across all platforms, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation. We are back here on Maximum Carnage Collision. Order has been restored, as it looks like somewhat been restored, excuse me, as
You'll
the
see
match
my
officially
blood
underway.
pressure rise and me pulling my hair out all in live real time while I'm playing Ninja Gaiden.
And again, we might play other games, including but not limited to Lego Party, Mario Kart, as well
Jamboree.
as Monopoly. As it looks like the Death Riders are sending out the rest of the members of the Don Callis family. Tag made, of course, it was Skyflight, Walter, that asked for this fight, as Top Flight and Scorpio Sky look to turn their fortunes around. So far, though, Zayda Steel, not a great momentum booster.
What a way to make a name for yourself, to go after Don Callis like family. That we can say what they want. They're one of the hottest groups, and they do have members that hold high stands. I mean, yes, they lost in the Continental Classic and everything, but these are all former different champion at one another, whether it's a trio title, whether it's a television title, and international. They have a lot of titles. So if you sit there and beat them, you can make a huge name for yourself in your career.
Well, that being said, though, Walter, there's so many family members, and we've also seen internal bickering in the family. What's the point that this family has a feud in itself that costs each other, and Don Callis will have to maybe restore law and order or eject somebody? We've seen Kyle Fletcher question Don Callis as of late when it came to the fact that the screwdriver we learned that Kyle Fletcher planted, Kazuchika Okada was the one that used it, and arguably that's what cost Kyle Fletcher his spot to go into the finals. But it looked like Don Callis was trying to basically pigeonhole Kyle Fletcher to only be looking at the TNT championship. Clearly, Don Callis has selective agendas for the members of his family, and I don't think all the family members agree with them.
I don't think so, but if you're a father to many children, some children are going to feel like they're loved more than the others, simply because it's physically impossible to show love to everyone. So here it's physically impossible to show the same agenda towards everybody. He has so many family members to manage, so not giving Don Callis a way out, but that might be what his excuse is.
Speaking of Don Callis' family, the Walking Women Josh Alexander will face Kenny Omega for the first time ever in what was a WrestleMania level. Wow! Rematch for him. Nice rebound in the Spanish Fly and Lopez Suicida by Darius Martin of Top Flight.
You don't see too many standing Spanish Flies. That's usually a top rope maneuver.
Springboard, flatline, DDT, and 2 count. Springboard, flat DDT, excuse me. Josh Alexander, of course, the former longest reigning TNA World Champion and Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Champion. Then the brothers Top Flight working together against the Walking Weapon. Send him up and over, down on his crown ahead with that headpiece, covering, of course, that surgery pad here. Here's Dante with the cover hook to the far leg. It's a 2 count on Josh Alexander. To your point, Josh Alexander, very accomplished tag team specialist. One half of the North of all Eagle and Page, still the longest reigning TNA tag team champions in the company's history in a single run. And now hoisting up Josh Alexander.
He was having trouble getting Alexander up there.
Oh! And again, Scorpio Sky ducking Kyle Fletcher. And meanwhile, the nose dive. Josh Alexander get out of the way. Brothers meeting the minds, though. Darius still legal. German suplex by Josh Alexander. Tag me to El Clon, who recently started his in-ring career in AEW, as far as we know, after corrupting the code and injuring Hologram with the help of the Proto Star.
Can't wait till Hologram returns. I can't wait till Hologram returns, because you know that one-on-one is going to be a banger.
And Kyle Fletcher, Mitsunoku driver to Darius Martin, El Clone to the high-risk district. Double stomp to the chest.
Conrad, what are you doing?
The Don Callis family doing what they always do, bolstering.
I think that could come back to haunt them, Noah.
I completely agree. And you talk about, again, a one person's mindset versus a, let's call it what it is, family shared mindset. That's the difference in ideologies when it comes to the relationships and the build of the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. The Death Riders are equal. Don Callis controls all. There's a cover and a 2 count. And Don Callis right now, I think, has the most enemies in AEW, while he may have the most members in his family.
I think it's fair that John Moxley made an enemy of me a long time ago when he put 24 stitches in my head.
And of course, Don Callis never forgot when John Moxley, part of the Blackpool Combat Club, still has that scarred wound on his bald head, Walter.
That's why I got quiet. I was listening to what Callis said. He said he put 24 stitches in me. He been an enemy out of me first.
I mean, I guess that's fair, but I guess some men can never move on, and Don Callis, man, will never move on from that. Apparently,
I hate to agree with Callis, but he does have a point. No?
You're right to a degree in that stance. And let's not continue to picture. Don Callis looking to start strong 2026. We'll continue to stay tuned. Let's start picture. Fuck television. And there's just so many different dynamics, though, when it comes to the members of the Don Callis family and the way that they have collided in some capacity with members of the Death Riders. Now we're going full throttle into this faction warfare where one person ideology versus a group's outlook of professional wrestling might be the tale of 2026 for AEW. That was suplex here by Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander. Proficient tag team work, but these tag team specialists gets a 2 count. Kyle Fletcher.
Well, machines, both sides.
Well, you got a team of brothers, and then you got a team of tag team specialists, to your point, and El Clon, where, again, there's not much known about El Clon besides the fact we know he's a very proficient luchador that really much mirrors Hologram in a darker, more aggressive nature. It's like Red vs. Blue in a Tron or a Mashamania type thing. And for those that know YouTube, you are my type of people. And knife edge chop by Josh Alexander. And tag made there to El Clon with victories over the likes, of course, of Commander and Masca Dorado. Open punch strike there. And tag made now to Josh Alexander with a smile on his face. Still coming out of World Trios Championships on the line. The Megan Baines, the Mega Sis, and Penelope Ford return to tag team. Imagine Penelope Ford's first match since coming back from injury. And Jungle Jack Perry will take on Anthony Bowens for a #1 contendership towards Ricochet's AEW National Championship. Christopher Daniels, of course, now retired. Of course, one half of the coaches, if not the coach of Skyflight. I almost wondered, did Skyflight, was that a shared idea by SCU, or was that a vision by Scorpio Sky that Christopher Daniels encouraged, by the way? Over the Summers with a low bridge by Josh Alexander gets a 2 count on Darius Martin. What was that?
I said, that's a good question. It might have been Scorpio Sky.
Well, Scorpio Sky, former TNT champion, arguably the second best designer of the TNT title. Shout out to, of course, Black Mamba, immortal forever, Kobe Bryant, Kobe. And, of course, Top Flight, they have yet to hold gold in AEW as a tag or a trio. And we've seen them pursue both. And right now, Josh Alexander isolating the arm of Darius Martin. Oh, man. Nice shot to the temple there. Disorienting the walking weapon close to his corner. Big boot, though, to the side of Darius Martin's head, though. Snuffs that furry out. Now, I got to say, though, again, Kyle Fletcher right now, I do wonder, is he still thinking about what happened during the Continental Classic? Is he still thinking about the TNT Championship, or is he thinking bigger than that this calendar year? You said yourself, Walter, you freaking premonition Kyle Fletcher will be AEW World Champion by the end of 2026.
I'm thinking that. That's why Don Callis wants him to go after the TNT, because he doesn't want any one individual to become bigger than the entire family. And I think Kyle Fletcher might realize that Callis is actually holding him back and the defective family. Him and Takesha are going to soon not be part of that family. That's just what I predicted.
At the end of the day, Don Callis wants full control. And right now, the only one you may think he has full control over is Kazuchika Okada, who arguably is the most effective, proficient, successful member of the Don Callis family, despite the fact he lost the Continental Classic, this Continental Championship. Remember, he's still AEW International Champion. Front face like applied by Kyle Fletcher. We return back into Maximum Carnage Collision. And the suplex drop by Darius Martin, trying to create distance and reach his corner for a tag. Desperation's got to be sending in here, though, for Skyflight, who called the Don Callis family out for this Trios Challenge. How about does Skyflight want to succeed this year? Tag made to El Clon, tag made to the Human, Dante Martin. Dante Martin, of course, coming off a great exhibition against Shelton Benjamin, who took John Moxley to the near 20-minute time limit for the Continental Championship Eliminator Challenge. Let's not forget John Moxley is also the new Continental Champion. Look at that side step. Swings through the ropes. El Clon with the run-in, though. First kick to Kyle Fletcher. Dante Martin right now with eyes all different ways. North, south, east, and west. Izaguri rocking El Clon. And now Dante spring off the top rope. High cross body. 1, 2, count only. Man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he had him.
About to say. Youth and experience right now. And right now, arm drag by El Clon to Dante at the swing and a miss. And Dante hooking up El Clon. What is this? Full Nelson. Oh, scorpion kick. And up and over. Into the corner. El Clon, though, up and over. Out of the corner. And oh, what the hell? Staggering balance into what looked like a Pele kick of sorts. Rocking Dante Martin was almost like El Clon paused himself for a second. But it was stuttering.
That was weird.
Incredible poise and balance, though, to do that. And Kyle Fletcher right now squaring up Dante Martin in the corner for that flying leg kick. Oh, gosh. Now hooking up Dante for the Pro Star Brainbuster. Scorpio Sky coming to his aid. Get to the midsection. And Sky calling for the play. Up and over. Take down with the DDT. Tap made to Darius, though. Scorpio Sky is going to turn this match around. Trios action underway here. Darius thrown off. And Sky right now bringing a pain train to Kyle Fletcher. Double knees in the corner of the forearm exchange. Now Darius and Dante with the double underhook. Oh! Double team flatliner cover by Darius and Josh Alexander.
Okay, that was like 2.999 before that got broken up.
And about to say, we got too many bodies in play, though, and that sheer awareness. Josh Alexander, Scorpio Sky squaring off on one side of the ring. Dante Martin trying to neutralize El Clon. Stiff right hand. And right now, Josh Alexander hoisting up Sky and God, power slammed on the apron. And Dante spearing up the top rope. El Clon getting out of the way. Both men into the stage. And El Clon whipping out a lariat. Running a lariat, excuse me. El Clon up the second. Good Lord. I might have heard El Clon, though, right there. Using the second rope as like a wall right there. Flipping over and wiping out Dante. Now we're down to Kyle Fletcher and Darius Martin inside the ring. Irish whip reversal. Darius up and over in the corner. And Kyle right now. Standing switch exchange being applied here.
Oh!
Head and shoulder. Half and half. Josh Alexander now legal. Back in and might be looking for the pick up. Nope, looking for the C4 spike. Knife fist chop. Great escape by Darius. Eats the right hand though. And Josh picking the ankle. Ankle lock applied. Center of the ring to Darius Martin. There's no one to tag right now. Needs to roll through or create a rope break for separation. Rolls Josh Alexander shoulder first in the second turnbuckle. Side step out of the corner. Unable, though, to get the footing properly. Josh explained that, though. Tweaking the ankle across the top rope. Hoist up. Fireman's carry position. He's got him up in the Argentine backbreaker. Oh, God. Blue Thunder Bomb. Backbreaker over the knee. And hooking him up. C4 spike. 1, 2. It's academic. And that might very well be Kenny Omega's future come this Wednesday on Dynamite if Josh Alexander sticks that move, Walter.
That was a hard-fought victory, though. Don Callis has really been through a match. They can't say like it was easy picking.
Yeah, and you got to consider the conglomeration of trios that Don Callis assembles at times have had mixed results. But so far tonight, El Clon, Josh Alexander, and Kyle Fletcher successful tonight as a trio against Skyflight. Oh, wait a minute! We were talking about the Alpha earlier. Kano's gonna catch goes back.
I thought he was in Japan.
Well, apparently he found a quick way back first class.
But is he with the family after everything that happened, though?
About to say, though, again, does he still agree with Don Callis' agenda? Does Kyle Fletcher still respect the Alpha Kanoza Takeshka? Protashita. Oh, wait a minute.
Why is he standing up to Kyle Fletcher? Oh, okay, he's giving him high.
You did talk about these two men and how close they are. Again, Kanoza and Kyle Fletcher, the initial members of the Don Callis family.
Okay. He grabbed hologram too.
Well, I think right now Kanosuke is going to be there for Kyle more than anybody else. But to your point, Kanosuke did take a bullet for Don Callis at one time. So far, the family seems strong, but are they stronger than the Death Riders? We'll find out soon here in AEW this year as we are on a collision of faction warfare. So go backstage with Orange Cast named Roderick Strong. and Lexi Nair.
The conglomeration and Project Strong. It'll never say just the conglomeration. Man, what this man just joined.
I say Roderick Strong saying, Claudio! As he looks for the CMM Men's World Championship.
Dude, he is not all in at all.
Nope.
It's a fun dynamic, though, to be honest, though.
Yeah. No, not this here. This is good, right? And Rogerson's like, no. Wait. Mark Briscoe, the voice of reason.
Oh, my God. When he has to be the voice of reason, you're in trouble, Noah.
I don't know about that. A declaration. You ready to manifestation?
What the hell is this man talking about?
I don't know. Don't question Mark Briscoe. The phone. So, blame on you. For the real reason I'm banned from the Mexican land right now. Because you're really nothing more about a science experiment gone wrong. Talk about Hechicero. Damn. And a hell of a match in Texas. I'm not diving. I'm here to defend. What do you mean? Shut down Texas for the TNT title. And then we back to conglomerating.
I feel like the word conglomeration was Mark Briscoe's word. Just listen to it.
Espanol, you share the butter, you pass the roll. What the fuck does that mean?
I have no idea, dude. But I'm telling you, the word conglomeration was made up by Briscoe, was it not?
I don't know. Coming up next, Mega Bam Finale 4 and tag team action. Fuck television.
I feel like whenever you hear a Mark Briscoe promo, you need an encyclopedia or a dictionary in your pocket.
Or a thesaurus. Or a translator. Oh, my God. I could listen to Mark Briscoe all day long. Can I just get a compilation? AEW. This is the Seminole Foster, one of your biggest fans ever of this company. Can we get a conglomeration? No. Can I get a compilation of Mark Briscoe's promos whenever he's trying to hype and bring together the conglomeration? Please, like seriously, I can't.
You need a compilation of the conglomeration of promotions in the Collision.
I'm not even going to try and repeat that, but that's 100% accurate. I love this fucking company. I love this show. Oh, God. Again, folks, thank you all for tuning in. We got action continuing here. Oh, Lord. That fucking broke me almost again, Mark Briscoe. Damn it. Oh, God.
Yeah, not like last night.
I'm about to say, yeah, exactly. Anyway, coming up next, Penelope Ford returns to in-ring action after tearing her UCL. Again, Walter, originally it was supposed to be Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne in the inaugurated Double Women's World Tag Team Championship tournament. Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne have been ride or die together as this unique duo since the Mega Sis graced our stage last year in the Casino Gauntlet match, and her and Penelope Ford came in as a duo after that. But it's one of those things that we've seen the mega problems become a mega problem for many individuals here, including the Timeless Love Bomb. So, again, are we building a trios dynamic, or is it back to business as usual? Is Penelope Ford still just as super bad, and can she still hang alongside the Mega Sis? This is going to be very interesting tonight.
It's going to be interesting. Another thing is confidence. You know, when you get hurt, you're big, and you kind of return, it's almost like, can I be at the same level? You almost seriously doubt creeps in a lot with injury. So it'll be interesting to see if she has any self-doubt, or is she going to be 100% like, I can do this, you know? That's the biggest thing trying to come back from an injury, is whether is this going to happen to me again?
And about to say, and we'll find out here soon enough. This, of course, will be Penelope Ford's first match since literally, as I said before, October in that fatal four-way, where, of course, we figured out who was going to decide their opponent during the first round of the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship tournament. Penelope Ford returning back to in-ring action almost 3 months later. It's good to see her back, though. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Penelope Ford, accomplished tag team specialist alongside the Bunny. Yay, Allie. And, of course, we've seen her previously involved, super bad girl, in and out of AEW. Feuding with the likes of Harley Cameron and Anna Jay and Chris Statlander. In fact, Chris Statlander won a $100,000 fatal four-way against Andrade, Julia Hart, and Penelope Ford. Speaking of winning, this past Wednesday on AEW Diamond Maximum Carnage, matchless Jacob Freeman went on his first defense of his Triple B against the most wanted Bandito. Right, what part of the world? This match will be the first main title defenses. Made first title defenses to my name. My name is Michael Jacob Freeman. I'm better you, and you know it. Of course, MJF made history, Walter, becoming the first man to defend the AEW World Championship on the Independents.
Yep.
And of course, MJF, he will be live this Wednesday on Dynamite, folks, in Orlando. What is next for our scumbag? The AEW Men's World Championship will be on Dynamite this coming Wednesday.
No, I'm kind of glad we don't have to do Dynamite this week. And the only reason why is because they're coming right near me soon. And it's like I keep debating whether to go or not. And it's like the more I keep watching, the more I'm going to be like, fuck it and go. And then it'll be a financial burden later.
Well, I know it's not a burden. This beautiful, dominant, silent, powerful, statuesque goddess from Athens, it feels like, the Megasis, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford are back together as a tag team. Penelope Ford makes her in-ring return alongside Megan Bain. Look at this.
She's where Wonder Woman's from. She's from the Amazons over there.
And of course, Megan Bain, who's been a breakout star in the AEW Women's Division this last calendar year, taking on former NXT superstar Danielle Camella, and of course, Viva Van outside of NJPW Academy. Viva Van, who's also been a regular here, of course, in AEW and Ring of Honor. Good to see Viva Van back here on Collision. Viva Van, Danielle Camella, of course, Viva Van from the Philippines here. For Viva Van, her third AEW match. Oh my God!
No! They ain't wasted no time.
Well, the Megasis shows her wings and soars, wiping out Danielle. Speaking of freaking going after the Hellbent Vixen, excuse me. Deadlift! Freaking bat drop suplex. Again, all hail the Megasis. And there's Marina Shafir looming on the outside, watching this incredible athlete. Again, another athlete wanted that has all action, little to no words. Megan Bain speaks for herself when she does bell to bell in that ring, stacking up the two like Cornwood in the corner with the big splash. And of course, up in the fireman's carry. Next week, Tony Khan's made it official. Mark Briscoe will defend the TNT champion against Clon.
Oh my God, look at this, Noah. Sorry to cut you off.
Nope, that's justified. Faraway slam, double size by Megan Bain. Also, Roderick Strong will challenge Clark Snowy for the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship. Viva Van. And right now, Danielle Camella are in a world of trouble. Danielle Camella isolated here.
Oh, she wants in. She wants in.
But right now, not much to say. Penelope Ford, all giddy here, looking to come back into play here. And right now, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford are looking for a massive Thursday of Ice.
It's over at this point.
Yeah, count to 22, 3. Welcome back, super bad girl. 5% Penelope Ford, 95% Megan Bain as Team Mega Bad with the victory.
Are you surprised that Shafir's still with them even though Penelope returned?
Well, consider, hold that thought. Speaking of returns.
Yeah, I'm so happy when they see these two.
Timeless Tony Storm and Nina Shirakawa at the time of love bombs have graced
the bikini bisexual babes.
Will you stop that?
I keep starting hashtags, dude. One of them's gonna get over.
The Phoenix. Rich Fair, you can't find my little two skirts. Behind every great man is a great woman.
Slop.
Damn! Slut tart. Oh my gosh!
Do I even want to know what they beat up?
No. Mina Shirakawa is not going to rest until she makes them pay. Shafir just. Nah. Oh my. It's fair. Damn. Okay. Okay. All aboard. That guy doesn't wear lipstick.
Chin up, tits out.
Oh, wow. Well, a very stern message by the Timeless Love Bombs, who are far from done with the Megasis and the returning Penelope Ford, who was a four on their side, now accompanied by the Problem. I admire
I'll be turned on by this.
I don't know what you were talking about. I admire the moxie at the time of the story, Stormy Mina Shirakawa, but at the end of the day, it's still 3-on-2. As we go backstage with Swerve Strickland, as things continue to heat up here on AEW Collision.
They have to find another love bomb or another grenade.
I was about to say they might need another weapon. Speaking of weapon, here's the most dangerous man in AEW. Let's see what he has to say regarding that summit on Wednesday.
Damn, this dude's arm is ridiculous now.
Right?
Simple. Same plan that Bowens. Our plan.
Our plan.
That's the win.
That's the win. That's simple enough.
Well, speaking of that,
That's simple answer for a simple man for you, huh?
And Kevin Knight here, who was endorsed by Swerve Strickland.
I wanted to see. You know,
That was interesting how Swerve endorsed Kevin Knight.
I just can't see the shape of that. She used the word future.
Future.
You know what? It kind of triggered me. I can't lie. Since I started into an AEW ring, all the Jet keeps hearing is how the Jet is the future.
He wants to be the present.
Jet is here and now.
Yeah.
So took out your friend Darby out.
As he took out Darby Allin. After he picked Shuchika Okada.
Knows that maybe it's time to start beating more of the present to let the people know.
Go to the present.
Future now.
I want this one-on-one.
I mean, only better. It's hard. I didn't watch it.
Ooh.
Now, for this, be a thing, I'm gonna go win something about.
Man, don't you got what Trios time match?
Yeah.
Go do something like that. And then we'll have a conversation, maybe. Let's see what days go a minute. Let me know now.
The future, not only of just AEW, but of the business.
The business. Ooh.
Okay. I see you as a future main eventer as well.
Okay.
It's gonna take 5 to 6 years to get there.
Nah, it's gonna take 5 to 6 years to get there.
You know. Again, though, Swerve Strickland, he made a spot for himself. Maybe tonight, Kevin Knight will soar to new heights and find a new spot for himself tonight as a champion in the present. Again, fans, thank you for tuning into our coverage of Maximum Carnage as action continues forward here. As, of course, we get ready for even more carnage to unfold.
Could you imagine what that would do to Kevin's career if he beats Swerve?
Oh my God, I mean, the sky is absolutely the limit. The freaking limitless. As Ricochet, our inaugural AEW National Champion, enters to look towards who will be his next challenger for the AEW National Championship. And it will be either Jungle Jack Perry or the 5-tool player, Anthony Bowens, who might be looking to finally achieve something in the mid-card without becoming a tag team again alongside Max Caster. Although, Walter, it almost feels like there might be a little bit bridge mending as of late with Bowens and Caster to a little bit of a degree.
Wake me up when this bald-headed bastard is off my screen. Never have I wanted to go leave this and go back to work, and then when he's on the screen.
Don't worry, I got you covered. This is your note moment. I got you. Jungle Jack Perry now, of course.
I'm just teasing.
I know, I got you, dude. But, I mean, when you're, a Philadelphia Eagles fan, it is what it is.
Who, me? I don't like the Philadelphia
No, not you. Ricochet.
Oh.
Shoot, I'm not even a football guy. I don't watch football. So, shoot, I'm just indifferent in the argument. Jungle Jack Perry.
Whoa! He spit in his general direction.
I mean, shoot, can you blame him? Can he show nothing but disrespect to this young man? Jungle Jack Perry ain't going to take no one's shit anymore, but he's also going to do things the right way. Reborn out of his dark past, Jungle Jack Perry so far who's 1-0, by the way, in 2026. And, of course, the last challenger to Ricochet's AEW National Championship. If it wasn't for the Gates of Agony, very well it could have been Jungle Jack Perry who could have won that title. And, of course, everyone loves Tarzan Boy. Referee of this contest is Fawn Smith. By the way, to bring up to speed, the Mega Sids have been out before. Team Superbad have a problem now in their corner, and the Timeless Love Bombs are far from done with this trio. And Walter apparently had a unique feeling from all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Walter. Well, we'll see more about that, I'm sure, on Dynamite. And again, folks, we are not covering Dynamite this Wednesday. For the first time in 8 weeks, we are taking a hiatus from all the coverage. This is a normal show, but for anybody that's continued along on the ride for AEW in and out each Wednesday night, it's been an absolute joy, and we will be covering Dynamite again in the near future, I assure you. That being said, here comes the pride of pro wrestling, the 5-tool player, Anthony Bowens, over 160 matches in his AEW career, Walter.
That's crazy. 109 to 54.
And I'm about to say, City by the Bay, always appreciate you, bruv. Cheers to you as well. Both men, of course, Anthony Bowens trying to carve his own path here as a single star, becoming the pride of professional wrestling. Previous challenger Tsuchiko Okada's Continental Championship, let's forget. Previous challenger at one point to the TNT Championship, but again, 0 accomplishments. You said it before, Walter. You saw Anthony Bowens. You saw potential in him as a single star, but again, though, it does seem like the most effective part of Bowens' career was as a tag team player.
Weren't they trying to force him to go back to being this team?
I'm about to say, the jury is out there as both men look for a new beginning. A good handshake. Mutual hands make respect.
Wasn't Tony making them try to get back together?
Well, there's only so much you can try and force with two men the size of their own egos on the planet. Also made official this coming Wednesday, Team Mega's bad. Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne will take on the Timeless Love Bombs. You gotta consider Shafir will likely be in the corner.
Oh my God! Stop it! Stop it! Stop showing that! You're making me want to call it that.
And of course, the Opps will be defending the AEW Trios Championships against Jet Speed and Hangman Page. Walter, you and I are the simply reliable commentary panel of the Simba Studios. If the people want it and you are encouraged by it, don't think I will hesitate not to do it. But
only for this company, though, to be honest.
That being said, we also pride ourselves on covering specials, not every week-by-week television show. So if we want to change that philosophy for All Elite Wrestling, that's a whole different conversation. That being said, we'll talk more about that later. Okay, we'll talk about the fiscal quarter in March. Maybe we'll change the outlook of the Simba Studios coverage.
Wait till people see what we have to do in February.
That mayor. Well, I mean, we're going to take over with the black and gold. The cover there with the takeover roll up there by Bowens gets a 2 count. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
Did he scissor himself?
I mean, yes, and he told Jack Perry to suck it. Suck it or cut it. Which would you prefer?
Suck the scissors? I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, that just sounds like a bad version of Bop It. The side headlock being applied here. Jack Perry might know a thing or two about that. The pride was Bop It toys, the prehistoric era of a different sort. It was just rocks and sticks and mud. Nice shoulder block there by Bowens. The drop down. Of course, Luchasaurus is out on injury thanks to what happened against the Demand recently on Dynamite. Hip toss takeover. Jack Perry lands on his feet, standing waistlock applied. Now rebound off the ropes. Of course, General Jack Perry, former TNT Tag Team Champion, sweep of the leg. There's a cover, lateral press, and a 1 count. Lateral press there by Anthony Bowens. 1 count again on Jack Perry, and it's still in the early going.
That injury may be a blessing in disguise for for Jack Perry, because it helps him revitalize and focus on the single career and not just be stuck in a tag team, you know?
To your point, both these men are former AEW World Tag Team Champions. And by the way, is there going on here?
Scissoring?
I don't know. It got weird. Oh, they got savage. That's why. He wanted finger food. We've seen him do that countless times now, of course, against his opponents. Taking a bite out of his competition. Open palm strike, Escalera off the top rope. Oh, and Bowens perching Jack Perry. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sending him for a ride. Bad vibrations under the belt before the dawn of time. And
It's not
scissoring
fun when
again.
the other side of the scissors is a cable, a steel cable.
I'm about to say, though, scissoring here has taken control. Will Bowens cut out Jack Perry from the equation when it comes to challenging for the AEW National Championship again as this number one contendership match continues? Irish whip, Jack Perry stops himself climbing the barricade, back elbow strike. Now Jack Perry off the barricade. Bowens, though, catching Jack up in the electric chair position and dropping the first on the apron.
Go figure, right after we saw Tony Storm and Mina, that the next match is all about scissoring. Just saying.
Why does that sound so normal? Jack Perry, though, right now, looking to follow up. Went for the baseball slide. Cazadora. Take over the DDT face first. Goes Bowens in the Bulldog, excuse me. And this match will continue in Red Star Live, picture in picture. Don't go anywhere. Fuck television. About to say, we've gone from Walter's lesbian dream match to scissoring with the pride of wrestling. This is AEW, folks.
Something's going on with Jack Perry.
Yeah, about to say, though, again, he might be checking his tailbone. We saw what happened last night at Genesis with Moose.
I think it's his hip.
Yeah, he might have literally popped his hip out of place there. Jack Perry right now favoring the left side small of his body. I believe that's the kidney area, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know, if you have bruised ribs or compromised ribs, it's hard to breathe. And Jack Perry giving us a little bit of a Kodak moment here with Bowens. Again, mutual respect with these two former tag team specialists. Although the jury is out whether or not Jack Perry is a former tag team specialist or just waiting for Luchasaurus to rise back from the La Brea tar pits. Because you know that Darius is going to go on a rampage. He's going to look to eat Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
come on, Bowen. You took it a little too far.
Well, I mean, he was once the illegitimate son of an ass.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, right now, Bowens in control, making his way back inside the ring. Of course, I guess if both men do get counted out, then there will be no challenger towards Ricochet's AEW National Championship. Again, Ricochet has already faced one of these two men while holding that title. So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, you know, does he care about facing any of these men? Off.
Mm.
And right now, Jack Perry, of course, trying to separate himself from Bowens, find new life in this match. Trying to channel maybe that jungle pride. And of course, like I said, Ricochet, the inaugural AEW National Champion, won it last year in that Casino Gauntlet match at Full Gear, with already defense successful on Collision, Ring of Honor, and Diamond, as that title, Walter, is defended across all AEW partners and companies. Ricochet, once again, feels like the king of the Indies, honestly, when you think about it.
And now that there's double signees from like CMLL, look for Ricochet to be defending that title over there now.
Well, speaking of CMLL, as we learned next week on Dynamite, Claudio Castagnoli will defend the CMLL Men's World Championship against Roderick Strong. LL Clone will challenge Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship. Can El Clone do what Hector was unable to do? And of course, to your point, El Clone, he's the one that injured Conglomeration member Hologram. So you know Mark Briscoe's looking for revenge. And it sounds like Safed's talking about scissors. Tony and Mina scissoring doing a, will you stop that? Walter! And Ricochet, by the way, coming off a successful defense of the AEW National Championship against Teton in CMLL. And welcome back here. Oh, jumping into that DDT. Covered by Jack Perry on Clon. Gets a 2 count on Bowens. And of course, Ricochet with successful defenses against Dutton Castle, Nino Bryan in Rev Pro, Ace Austin on Collision, Dutton Castle in Ring of Honor, Jack Perry on Dynamite, and Teton in CMLL. He has not faced Anthony Bowens, though, while holding on to this title. Jack Perry looking for a sacrifice, and Bowens dodged the knee. Combination offense. Big fresh kick there off that combination offense by Anthony Bowens.
Did I hear that right? Did he call him a chipmunk?
I believe that's exactly correct. And right now, Bowens kicks to the small of the spine of Jack Perry, looking to hook the head for that flinching draping DDT.
Another
Another cover up the far leg, 2.5. It's almost
Is this a number one contender for that title?
Yeah, this is the number one contender match for this championship. Keep in mind, Walter, Ricochet has faced Anthony Bowens before. It was back last year in May on Dynamite in a singles match, and Ricochet did win that night.
Mm-hmm.
And now Ricochet watching these two fight for the chance to challenge for his title. One person already beat while holding the championship. Super kick by Jeff Perry. Rebound, went for the lariat. Oh, the arrival! Cover two, no!
How the hell did he kick out of that?
And follow up though with the Shining Wizard cover two count again on Jeff Perry.
Okay.
Wow.
Really wants to fight
Jeff
you.
Perry really wants to face Ricochet again. Much more for just the championship, I think, Walter, at this point.
I think the title is just a consolation prize. He just wants his hands on Ricochet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right now, though, both these men need to find that kill shot if they want to get a chance at Ricochet's AEW National Championship. So far, Ricochet's been nothing more but a commentator, clearly biased as ever. But this has been a great one-on-one match here. Picking up Jack. There's a schoolboy roll-up by Jack Perry. Gets a 2 count on Bowens there.
You think he wants to avoid Perry? He'd rather have Bowen win?
I mean, he knows he can beat Jack Perry. He knows he can beat Bowens. And Bowens tying up Perry gets a 2 count.
That was a unique cover.
And first kick there by Jack Perry, though. Full count of Bowens. What's up with a lariat?
Damn.
And I think Jack Perry hit the elbow of Bowens on that clothesline.
I think so.
And right now, Jack Perry off the opposite side. Oh, Collision with the knee strike.
Do you see how red both their chests are? They've been lighting each other up.
Sacrifice.
Oh, it's over.
Knee cover to Jack Perry challenges Ricochet again.
Gets a second shot at that title.
Y'all go Jack Perry and Ricochet running it back for the AEW National Championship.
Oh. I still can't believe this theme is back.
Well, Ricochet, get ready to revisit your past.
Respect.
I'm about to say mutual respect. As Ricochet prepares for his 6th defense of the AEW National Championship in only 57 days, but still a great singles exhibition by Anthony Bowens.
Hey, man, he needs to defend that in other companies more and live true to the name of that.
Well, like I said, Walter, he's defended in CMLL. He's defended it in Rev Pro. He's defended on Collision. He's defended it. Whoa, good God! Well, I guess Jeff Perry didn't want to wait to challenge him for the championship. As Jeff Perry is on the attack on Ricochet. Good grief, Jeff Perry just went full-on rogue.
When is the match going to be?
Yeah, I'm about to say. We'll find out soon enough. And as we try to restore law and order, Hangman and just be prepared to challenge the odds for the AEW Trios Championship. Still our main event to come tonight. Good Lord. But as I was saying, Walter, think about this. Ring of Honor, Collision, Dynamite, Rev Pro, CMLL. He's done everything but Canada and New Japan at this point.
I can't wait, man. I believe he should defend that in New Japan as well.
Yeah, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, because we know, oh, by the way, folks, special programming note, coming up later this year, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor will have a Global Wars, and we will be covering that. We also will be covering for the first time ever, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, Scott D'Amore's promotion with the commentaries run by Marina and Don Callis. That will be uprising at the later end of March. We also will be covering Global Wars with Athena's promotion, MPX, for Ring of Honor in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for some honorable coverage and some Canadian action here, courtesy of the Simply Reliable Studios. Well, that being said, we got a quick break and we get ready for our main event. Speeding up things to come here at the Simply Reliable Studios, we keep you in tune across all things wrestling. Let's go ahead and bring you up to speed a little bit for the upcoming watch-along schedule for all things professional wrestling. Check this out, and we'll see you on the other side of this.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And as always, here at the Super Power Studios, we truly encompass, embrace, celebrate, engage, pontificate, analyze, and criticize, and react to all the wrestling. And welcome back here to our coverage, special coverage of AEW Collision Maximum Carnage. Thank you all for tuning in so much as you all continue to make the passion and the persistence to be possible. We thank all of you every day for we do this in every way we can to keep you in tune across all professional wrestling. So please, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, subscribe to all the YouTube channels you see this feed upon, follow SR Studios on the X, and follow along with us and our friends at The Collective. Speaking of which, stay tuned as The Wrestling Collective will be covering GCW Crime Wave later tonight. That again is Crime Wave. You can watch along on Trailer TV Plus tonight, courtesy of Game Changer Wrestling. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already, follow Ed in San Antonio on the X and get your tickets secured for Pull Out Mania, who will be part of the GCW Collective and all women's professional wrestling showcase that will be happening during Las Vegas week. As Maximum Carnage continues, and it looks like John Monty. Oh boy. Live and let live. Businessmen doing business moves. Mm-hmm. Actually, tonight. Something different entirely. Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Have you forgotten who we are? Have you forgotten what we do?
Forgotten what we do?
What you guys have done, you guys crossed the line, but there was no coming back.
Oh boy.
You guys think you were a family because you buy some nice dinners and nice folks. That's not a family. You don't know what a family is. You know what a family is?
You know what a family is?
When the whole world hates you.
The whole world hates you.
It's back.
You stare at your man's back.
Nobody believes in you.
Nobody believes in you.
Step up to the plate.
You still step up to the plate.
It's when you're at the lowest point in your career. People
Better than those career.
And offer you a better life.
And offer you a better life.
About that.
You know nothing about that. Damn, Garcia. Wow.
Damn, that was passionate.
No kidding. On Callis.
I've been in this game 22 years.
Been in this game for 26 years. Yeah, years.
Creating a type of
Seen every type. The snake, Carney, slime,
the lowest of
the lowest of life. I mean, that pretty much explains Don Callis to a T.
I know you. I know exactly who you are.
Know exactly who you are.
All the bad people.
All bad people. There are no heroes in this family.
I'm the worst.
I'm the worst.
When I have to be.
When I have to be. Walter, I'm fearing Don Callis' well-being. Well, I don't need it.
Did you just say pussy?
Probably. As Claudio just gave the Don Callis family last rites. Someone's going to die this year, folks. Stay tuned. In the meantime, please have your seats in the upright position. It's Man time on Collision. On a night when Andrade Idolo returned and beat Angelico, Anthony Bowens lost against Jeff Perry, and Jeff Perry will challenge again for Ricochet's national championship. Mega Man, but now we forward to quick work of Daniel Camella and Viva Van as the timeless levels are far from done with Marina Shafir and Team Mega Bad. Clon, Josh Alexander, and Kyle Fletcher fired the first shot against the Death Riders, but also beat Skyflight tonight in trios action, and Ricochet, of course, now knows who his next challenger is, as Mark Brigham will defend the TNT title against our Clone. It all comes down to this on this coverage of Maximum Carnage Collision, as the trios championships are on the line. The Opps versus Hangman Page and Jet Speed. Arcady giving us our introductions, and of course, Paul Turner, senior official.
Everybody's 1-0 on this side in 2026.
And about to say, and of course, Kevin Knight is not looking to be the future. He is looking to say that the future is now. And again,
hey, Frankie Kazarian had to wait 20 plus years for the future to become now.
yeah, that's accurate, by the way. Again, though, the future, though, could seem very bleak if the Opps, who are never lacking, once again succeed. Samoa Joe, of course, who was also hell-bent on getting back his AEW Men's World Championship when it was an inside job by Hook. that cost Hangman Page the title at Full Gear inside that steel cage. The Opps never lagged, who had been the AEW World Trios champions, by the way, since spring breakthrough last year, a record of 10-0 as a trio after being the Death Riders for those titles. And a stoic demeanor all over the face, it looks like. Hangman Page, of course, after losing the AEW Men's World Championship. Let's keep in mind, Walter, Hangman Page is a former Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champion. He knows a thing or two about trios titles.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the Opps don't play. Look at the looks on their faces.
Apparently, the cold-hearted Handsome Devil Hook has joined commentary. Of course, Hangman Page and Swerve come off that lights-out tag team match, beating Hobbs and Hook. Hook being hung up for his sins. Again, folks, the AEW World Trios titles are on the line tonight. Referee for this con is Paul Turner. These titles previously held by Death Triangle, the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, the Death Riders. And, of course, don't expect no interference here from the Opps Dojo members. Looks like Hangman Page will kick things off. Bell rings. We are officially underway.
Joe ain't gonna kick off against him. He gonna tag right out. I knew that shit. There's no way he was gonna do that.
You're absolutely right there, Walter. Again, folks, before this match gets way too deep, again, shout out to our friends, D7 Collective. Get your tickets for Potter Mania. You'll find the link on X as well as scrolling across the bottom of the feed here. Again, follow Edward Laredo at Ed in San Antonio. Of course, to learn more about Potter Mania, continued guest announcements are being disclosed as we speak. And again, you can still get your tickets, so join the collective this year in Las Vegas and check out Potter Mania, a power showcase for women's professional wrestling, damn it. Cancellation bottom from our pure champions. People might Billy, mutual respect, of course. Get to the midsection, though, by the wrestler. One of the most proficient men to ever grace the squared circle, pointing the elbow to the top of the head. And if Shibata, this is the first time we've seen him, Walter, since he went to Japan to embrace Hiroshi Tanahashi on his retirement.
That's right. Look at the amount of Kinesio tape Speedball has.
Well, I'm about to say, the wars that Speedball, of course, has been through this calendar year alone, not to mention, let's not forget what happened this past Wednesday on Dynamite when Jet Speed were involved in that fatal four-way. That gets made, knife edge chop, until Jet Speed lost out on one opportunity. They want to take the advantage tonight on another opportunity. Double hip toss here, as Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland talked about that these two young men have such a bright future ahead for them, so why not go after the trio championship? The cover, and Hangman Page would love to stick it to Samoa Joe, particularly. Of course, we heard what Hangman had to say about these two young men that he's also shared the ring with. Open pawn stride to the upper spine there by Kevin Knight by Katsura Shibata, excuse me. And of course, Hangman Page, Walter, was involved in the inaugural finals of the AEW Trios Tag Team Championship Tournament against what was his former brother, now his brother once again, Kenny Omega, when he teamed alongside the Dark Order.
Oh my God, breaking news.
Wow.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Hold on. I'm going to put it in the...
We got breaking news. I'm sorry, did you say breaking news?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, here.
I'm going to put it in the thing so we can talk about it.
They're going to give them something to talk about. All right, fair enough. Again, folks, to keep you in tune here, a tab made by Hangman Page. It's Hangman Page and Powerhouse Hobbs. Squares off here.
I found the answer to something I asked earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, that being said, we'll put it up next commercial break here. Hobbs in control. Again, folks, this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, the Death Riders will be taking on the Don Callis family in a street fight. Rocker Romero, Lance Archer, and Hensicero taking on John Moxley, Daniel Garcia, and Willa Yuta. Mark Briscoe will defend the TNT title against El Clone this coming Saturday on Collision in Arlington, Texas. Hangman Page, faraway throw to cancellation by the kip up, but what a cowboy.
All right, it's in the graphics. It's the last thing now.
All right. Look at that. Oh, God. The running pump kick. Hangman Page, though, running in with the lariat. And right now, Hangman getting the better of Shibata. Hooking up for the dead eyes. Sunset flip, roll through. Hangman, though, sliding a lariat to the wrestler. Deep hook of both legs, too. Count only for Hangman Page. And, of course, Page right now in control. And there you see Kevin. apparently we have breaking news about certain situations regarding talent in AEW. 419 from Toledo, Ohio, Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel has been released from his AEW contract, as reported by NoDQ, reported by Football. Trey Miguel is no longer a Rascal or Elite. The Rascals are a trio. Oh, wow.
That answers why I said, "Where's Trey?" Remember, I kept asking.
Yeah, you do get that. And we'll talk more about that, folks, during this Restaurant Quiet Picture-in-Picture. So I wonder what changed with that ideology there, again, from my boy from the 419. I'm very curious about that. Does he want to try and go back to TNA and be a single star? Does he want to go to NXT and try stuff there? Does he want to just try and be a freelancer? Is he taking time away from the business? I hope everything's okay for Trey Miguel. I wonder if the creme Ashley Dubois know what's going on for her main squeeze. But apparently, Trey Miguel is a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, though? And Savette saying a boo crap, the boo crap, a boo.
I don't know. There's conflicting reports that it might be a hiatus rather than a release, but
right. Well, I mean, it's not the first time though that we've seen, of course, Trey Miguel, at least in my history, take time away from the business due to personal, physical, mental, or professional reasons. All I gotta say, all the best to Trey Miguel. May smoke it up soon with somebody in the ring too. Whether it's Revolver, TNA, the Fed, NXT, or something else between, HOG even. Trey, I hope that you're doing okay, brother. Straight from your brother here in the 419 Toledo, Ohio. Irish Reversal, as we continue.
Well, on commercial, I can read what it says. The mystery behind Trey Miguel absence program has finally been cleared up. It's bigger than fans expected. After fueling speculation by deleting AEW-related tweets and missing the January 17th episode of AEW Collision with the Rascals teammates Desmond Xavier, Zachary Wentz, and Myron Reed made their debut, Miguel took to Instagram on January 18th to announce he was taking a break from wrestling. But in an update, Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp has now confirmed that Trey Miguel was released from his AEW contract just days after signing. According to the report, Miguel's deal with AEW began shortly after his TNA contract expired at the end of 2025. All four Rascal members were said to have signed multi-year deals with AEW, but Miguel was let go quietly in the days leading up to Collision. Fightful also noted Miguel was not backstage on January 14th when the debut segment was filmed, further confirming his absence wasn't last minute. AEW reportedly parted ways with Miguel on amicable terms, but no specific reason was given for the sudden release. The news is not recontextualized. The news now recontextualizes Miguel's Instagram post where he says, I'm taking a break from wrestling. Please respect my space and don't tag me in any posts or comments. Go support the Rascals still. Miguel has been with TNA since 2018 and was part of the group's emotional reunion on TNA TV in late 2025. While the Rascal brothers Wentz and Xavier went on to sign to WWE in the early years, Miguel took a different path and eventually appearing on WWE NXT throughout 2024 and 2025 before jumping to AEW alongside the longtime fraction mates.
Wow. Well, again, sometimes when you feel like you need a break, you do what's best for yourself at the end of the day, because this game can not only physically break you, it can mentally destroy you. Whatever Trey is going through, respect the human being's privacy and support his friends in professional wrestling. And that concludes this session of the Super Reliable Studios News. Thank you, Walter Cruz. And welcome back here, folks, to our main event at AEW Collision, Maximum Carnage. It is Jet Speed and Hangman Page taking on the Opps. Samoa Joe, Cutlery Bomb, Powerhouse for the AEW Trios titles. Speedball Mike Billy in critical need of a tag as he neutralized Samoa Joe. Tag made to Powerhouse Opps. Tag made to Hangman Page. And these two's bad blood goes all the way back to Team Taz, if you remember, once upon a time. Big Buddha, of course, as Hangman Page beat Hobbs in a freaking street fight, sending the man to the hospital. Hobbs, of course, former Face of Revolution, former TNT champion. Slingshot plunger by Hangman, wiping up Samoa Joe on the outside. Cowboy Shiznat running wild in the desert here in Phoenix, Arizona. Just healing off against Samoa Joe, who's covering up. And, of course, it took Hobbs getting dead-eyed on concrete cinder blocks, Walter, to neutralize this man during that lights-out tag team match just a couple weeks ago on Dynamite.
Several times on that damn block. It was literally a bed of him.
And about to say, big risk by him and that pitch. What the moonsault?
Now that's supposed to fly.
Moonsault by this hybrid all-rounder and former two-time now AEW Men's World Champion. Taking a leap of faith here to start the new calendar year before going back out to the AEW Men's World Championship. And let's keep in mind, regardless of him as a trios champion, you know he wants to go back after MJF and the AEW Men's World title. That title has defined him and MJF since Double or Nothing 2019, the first these two were involved in AEW. And now Hobbs, look at this. And Speedball, a sweep of the leg. Oh! Nasty landing for Hobbs there on the apron. Now Speedball with Hobbs' position. Speedball with the Revolution. Knee drop to Hobbs on the apron. Golly. I think one of those knees caught Hobbs right underneath the jaw there. That was a vicious landing. And right now, get ready to fly. Got caught him in there. Dog shot. Playing with a choke slam. Kevin Knight grounded by Powerhouse. Hobbs the attempted springboard leg. Samoa Joe now legal. And Samoa Joe right now, the leader of the Opps. Watch out! Snap power slam. Hook of the leg. Two. And Hangman and Speedball with the save. That just goes back to the example that Samoa Joe's been in this business. Lethal combat submissionness. Artist in the ring. Tag made a Powerhouse Hobbs. The Opps taking control right now as the AEW Trio styles are on the line. And the Irish whip. And right now, Knight is in serious trouble here. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs right in the corner and has a drop kick by Shibata for the exclamation point. Front face lock. Vertical suplex. And the running senton by Joe. And Powerhouse Hobbs goes in the cover. Shibata isolating Heyman and Speedball, who make their way for the break to save this match. Again, Samoa Joe, Kakina clutch. And right now, canceling Shibata with Heyman and Page in the rear naked choke sleeper hold. Hobbs is the legal man, though. Hobbs and Kevin Knight are the two legal men here. Those are the only two that matter right now. Pop up, look for the spine buster. Sunset flip, roll up by Kevin Knight too. Kevin Knight did it! Kevin Knight did it! Kevin Knight did it! Holy shit! Kevin Knight, jackknife, almost covered. Powerhouse Hobbs carrying the power bomb and the spine buster. Kevin Knight, and I paid this people my belly. Are AEW Trios champions? What a shocker! Taking another look, folks, how the finish went down. Congratulations to Hangman and Jet Speed here. Again, Powerhouse Hobbs was looking for the spine buster. Kevin Knight up and over, high stack, forward frontal with his body, pins Hobbs down for the 3 count. And the fact that Page and Speedball were neutralized by Samoa Joe and Shibata in those sleeper holds.
Damn it! They're multitasking and I didn't get to see it.
Now to say here, the future is indeed now. The Jet has arrived first class. Kevin Knight, congratulations. We have new AEW World Trios champions.
Did you see the look on Samoa Joe's face?
Remember him and
I'm going to rewind this a little bit and see the ending.
Yeah, I guarantee you should. Remember what him and Page says? I told you I'd take everything away from you, Samoa Joe. And look at Swerve Strickland watching on from the stage. And fans, Twitter made it official after Kevin Knight's win tonight. Look what's happening on Wednesday Night Dynamite. Swerve Strickland versus Kevin Knight for the first time ever. And also,
Kevin Knight flipped over him and rolled him up. Okay.
Yep. And also, Kenny Omega goes one-on-one with Josh Alexander. Megan Barry and Penelope Ford go up against the Timeless Love Bombs, Timeless Toy Store, and Mina Shirakawa. And we have a 6-man street fight in Orlando, Florida. Death Friars, John Monson, Willie Good, and Derek Garcia will take on the Don Callis family. MJF will also appear on Dynamite live in Orlando, talking about, no doubt, the AEW World title. Fans, it's been a hell of a ride as Maximum Carnage comes to a close finally after this stream here. And we thank you for tuning in with the best wrestle. Until next time, whether it's AEW or something else, for Walter Cruz, I'm Noah Foster. This is with the best wrestle. Congratulations to Jet Speed and Heyman and Page. We will see you later on this week, if not tonight, for GCW and further fun professional wrestling watch-along coverage. But until next time, whether it's day, evening, or what I usually say, make a positive impact in your night, and as always, in your life, and have a good night. This has been AEW Collision, Maximum Carnage Conclusion. Watch her cut the damn feed. Congratulations to him and Adam Page and Jet Speed.
Damn, I wasn't expecting that shit.
Me neither.
We're gonna have to talk